let's see what this does to my allergies. Hello everyone and welcome to session 90. My name is Brianna and I am the dyer designer and human behind the Little Wolf Knits and this YouTube channel, and I am so happy to be here with you today on Tuesday, June 3rd. I knew it without even looking. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, 4:45. It is beautifully warm and sunny outside, and actually kind of chilly in here outside of the sun, so I have all the windows open. See if that will keep me warm. Let's see what that'll do to my allergies, but we're gonna give it a go. I don't have too much to chat about today as far as what I have going on with my projects. However, I do have a little bit of news. I've been doing a lot of knitting work and some fun stuff in the shop, so I wanted to make sure and chat with you at least for a little bit today to make sure you are in the loop. So let's just jump right in and get started with what I'm wearing. This is a really good what I'm wearing today because I am wearing something that holds a very, very special place in my heart and I also happen to love. This is my twisted t-shirt and it is my first ever garment design. It is still my most popular design, my bestseller. To this day. I think it goes back and forth with my tan line joggers, which was my first pair of pants that I designed, but twisted t-shirt is a really, really classic staple. This is a super ultra cropped version that I did for myself. It has twisted ribbing on the sleeves, the neck, and the bottom, and I used a variegated main color and a solid contrast, but I've seen people do the opposite. I've seen people use two solids. I've seen people do one color. My friend Natalie last summer when we were on vacation did, I think, 8 or 9 color striped version, which is so good. And I low-key might steal one of my mini skein sets that I have downstairs to do something similar this summer, but it's really fun. It has this fun detail for the raglan. It is a raglan t-shirt, and then it just follows right down the sides, which is, yeah, super fun. I love it. Colorways. This is Chicago. This is the a colorway from the Open Road collection that I've done in the past. It's available as I to order, and this is Low Tide. And whenever I bring this sample anywhere, people want it. This colorway is quite old, and it's getting a little blown out. There, you can see it a little bit better. But it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Chef's kiss. I love every second of it. But that is all that I'm wearing Knitwise today. So let's jump into admin. Not too much has changed as far as admin, but I realized last week I didn't mention something, and I probably should have. The 6 Ave skater dress is officially live. It's out there. It is a super cute knit dress design that has a fit and flare shape, a scoop neck, sleeveless, I-cord edging, really crisp, but the shaping and the fit is unreal. There's short row shaping for the bust. You can add waist decreasing and then hip increases to create the fit and flare option. There are a few different options in the pattern to come up with the type of positive ease around your hips that you're looking for. And it is so good. Y'all have been loving it so much already. It makes my heart so happy when we have a pattern that gets a lot of hype and actually does well at release. So yeah, we love that. And I just wanted to say thank you all. If you missed it for some reason, you didn't see it on Instagram, make sure that you're on my newsletter because that is where I send out information about all of my pattern releases, new collection launches, and things like that. So make sure, to subscribe to that so that you don't miss out on anything exciting. Other than that, our Hot Stitch Summer Mal is going really strong. We're into week 2, which means I have pulled a winner for last week's prize. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure to go on to Instagram, check your messages, check and see where you were tagged if you enter to win. If you're like, what are you talking about, Bree? Myself and my friend Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy are running a MAL for our 3rd or 4th year in the row where we make summer garments or summer items and encourage other people to do the same. It can be knit, it can be crochet, it can be a whip, it can be something that you don't ever finish and you just work on throughout these 12 weeks with us. But every week on Mondays so far this year, actually that's not true. I posted it last week on Tuesday because it was a holiday. But Mondays, Chelsea and I will be sharing a post about the MAL, asking you to respond or do something in the comments, and that's how you will get entered to win prizes. So make sure you're following both of us. You have to be following both of us to win, but that's also how you will see the posts, and then turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of them. Mostly pattern prizes, some gift cards, some exciting things toward the end of the MAL. So make sure you're playing along and joining every week that we post. It's been super fun. This is always such a fun MAL, so we are loving it already. That is all the admin I have to talk about. So let's talk about what I finished. I technically haven't finished anything. What? It's so weird. It feels like a weird week when I say that. But, you know, I don't like that. So I've come up with something that I finished, and I have a bobbin that I pulled off of my Bosworth drop spindle. So I'm counting that as one finished spindle. Like technically, if I wanted, I could be spinning onto a new spindle now, and then that spindle would have been complete. So this counts as an FO for me. I just put it onto an extra storage bobbin for my Hansen espinner, and this is actually for my woolly winder flyer, which it didn't need to be, but I had it assembled already, so I grabbed it. And this is seashell on shaniko tweed wool that my friend MC gifted me, and it's so cute, and I cannot wait. My plan for this is to keep filling a bobbin, keep filling a drop spindle, then winding it off onto this bobbin, and then eventually I'm going to chain ply it all together to practice my chain plying, and I think it'll be really fun. But that is the only thing I finished, so let's talk about what else I've been working on. My next whip is something that you've seen before, but it looks quite different from the last time you saw it. I have it in my donut bag from Lila Styles Me. I feel like 99% sure on that, but there's no tag in here, so I cannot be positive. And in it, I have what's left of my skein of handspun, and this is a different skein than the one I was working on last week because I finished that one. This is what was, I have like fuzz all over me. This is the skein that was the giant skein that I wasn't carrying around last week yet, and now I'm carrying it around, and I am significantly chipping away at how much yarn is in this cake. And I have to say, I think I'm still going to be a center pull girly, but there's something very satisfying about pulling from the outside of a cake and like still having a perfectly intact cake at the end of it. It won't sway me. I usually just re-cake up my yarns, but it is quite nice. But I'm using that. Oh, and I should say, I figured out what the 3 plies were. I remembered it in this yarn. One of my plies, I think, was Targhee Linzer Tarts. My Linzer Tarts colorway on my Targhee base was 6 ounces of that. The other braid, the white, was a bat that my friend MC made for me that maybe was Shetland or Jacob. It was something that was supposed to be a little bit more rustic, but is quite nice. And then the other ply were 3 2-ounce braids from Alaire Artifacts. So cool that I remembered that. And now it feels even more special because it's my fiber, my friend's fiber, and then fiber I bought and loved. Like some of the first fiber braids that I bought online and loved. So pretty cool. But I am using it to make my Traveler by Andrea Mowry, or Andrea Knits. And this is where it was the last time you saw it. I was just working on the body. Since then, I have worked a front panel and all the shaping. I have worked the back panel and all that shaping. I have added a collar. I'm obviously going with the crew neck version. There's also a hoodie option, but I don't know that I'll wear a hoodie that much. I have worked one full sleeve, and I am now about a third of the way through this second sleeve. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is amazing. I can actually try it on for y'all if you want. I am making technically the second size, but my gauge is slightly off just by 1 stitch. So it should be, instead of maybe a 40, it should be closer to like a 41, 42, which gives me about 10 inches of positive ease. And it's so cute. I love it. This is not blocked yet. It is quite cozy and quite warm. And it just has so much spring and bounce. It is non-superwash, so I'm curious to see how this is going to, I don't think it's going to grow that much. I think it will relax, which because of the stitch pattern will lengthen it a little, but I don't think it's going to have growth, at least based on my little tiny baby makeshift, not realistic swatch that I made. So I'm thinking that once this sort of settles, the sleeve is a little short. I shortened it because I have short arms, but I did make it a little shorter than I like because I'm hoping that it grows a bit. And Andrea Mowry says that this stitch pattern will grow by 10 to 15%, so this should grow by at least half an inch, probably closer to an inch. So I went ahead and bound it off. I did a sewn bind off. I might regret it, but I hope that I will have extra yarn. I was a little worried about yarn usage. I think I'll be fine since I took so much length off the sleeves, but if I wanted to be smart, I would put this sleeve on hold before I did the cuff, block it, make sure I like the length, and then add the second sleeve. I probably won't do that. I will probably finish it and block it, and then if I want to add length, I could always pick it up right before the cuff and add another repeat or 2 there. Even though it's color changing yarn, I should make it consistent, but I won't. But I love it so much. It's so comfy, it's cozy. It had a fair amount of like weight to it. Like it is a dense fabric. The stitch pattern, since my gauge is a little bigger, it's not as dense, but it is a dense like pattern, stitch pattern. However, the yarn itself is fairly light because it is a semi-woolen. So 2 of the plies were comb top that I spun long draw, and 1 was a bat that I spun long draw. So semi-woolen yarn. So as far as heat, it is not. It is really nice and going to be cozy and warm, but like I'm probably going to wear this summer nights and it'll keep me warm. And I think it will also keep me cozy through the winter. So yeah, super excited. Love it so much. And I am fully anticipating, oh no, I'm getting stuck, that this project will be done by next week. So get prepared for a finished object. When I started knitting the back, I was like, oh no, this looks like such a drastic jump. And it looked like it wasn't changing color for a long time, but now stepping away from it, you can see it does go from lighter to darker into a more marled section. So I think it's perfect. I love it. I love it so much. No critiques. No critiques. Oh, it's so squishy. But that has been my main focus. It is my only knitting project at this point in time. We are going to the movies tonight, so I was considering, like, oh no, should I cast something else on? What am I going to take? And I think I'm just going to stick with that. It's pretty mindless. I'll have to pay a little bit of attention to like see where I am and what row I'm on every few rows, but I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine in the movies. I don't have anything else cast on, so I guess we'll see how that goes. However, I do have two things that I've been spinning on and I'm really excited about. I only brought one over here because the other one doesn't look that different. But one is my drop spindle spin in my Tanny Casey bag. And in it, you will see my same Bosworth drop spindle that I got last year. It's so pretty. And the same shaniko wool tweed fiber. I think I kept saying yarn last week. And my drop spindle is getting full again. We love that. It's not full yet. It's not too heavy. This is, oh, I thought this was the end of the first 2 ounces. This is the end of the first 2 ounces. So maybe I put about an ounce on my first drop spindle already. So I should be able to pack all of this onto this drop spindle and then I will wind it off onto my bobbin again. I would love to finish this week. I've been getting lots of spinning done on this. However, I did get a little bit less spinning done this week so far because I started actually putting work on my other spinning project on my handspun that I showed last week. The green from Akara Yarn Co. Solstice fiber countdown from last year. And I'm still on like maybe the first ounce, maybe heading into the second ounce of that. No, probably the second ounce of that. And spinning it long draw. I'm really enjoying it. So balancing my wheel spinning and my drop spindle spinning has been a journey, especially with some of the life stuff that has happened this week. But I'm getting so much joy from all of my projects right now. I could not be any happier. But that is all that I have to talk about as far as any projects that I'm working on. So let's chat about what's in the shop. As far as what's in the shop, it is a new month, so a fair amount of things have switched over and are switching over, which is something I was ready for. I think I was ready for it, and I think you all were ready for it too. The first thing is it is officially June, which means we are into our next month of our series of Unfortunate Yarn Club, and I'm so excited about this one. This was a little trickier for me, if I'm being totally honest, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I don't know how it's going to be with the lighting today, but we'll see. This book is the 6th book, and it is the ersatz elevator. I think that's how you say it. I should have looked it up. But this is what it looks like. Oh, it's kind of getting blown out. So there is this like pinky red. There is this like deep sort of blue speckle. There is our yellow. You can see that how blown out it is because it's our yellow. And this like greeny, almost like sagey, soft green. Oh, and it's so beautiful. It really is pretty. It's like a cool mix of vibrant and soft, and the speckle is like this sharp contrast, which I don't always do, and I just really love this one. I think it's really fun. I can't wait to see this one knit up. But Ersatz Elevator is available. It is in the shop. If you are on the subscription, check your emails, check your spam folder for an email from my shop from, I think it's Seal Subscriptions, because you should have gotten an invoice emailed to you. If you are not on the subscription, you can join it and just grab one or however many skeins you would like on any base for this month, or you could jump in and join the subscription. It's not automatically charged. You just get the invoice and the option to opt in every single month. And I will only be opening the 13th month, the 13th club, the 13th colorway to those who have signed up for a subscription. So you can sign up and then not actually check out for any of the months that you're not interested in. but have access to that 13th colorway if you want it. So yeah, super excited about this one. The Wolfpack collection is officially closed and gone, at least for now. It may make a return at a later point in time, but for now it is no longer available. I see a bunch of you snuck in your last minute orders, so that was really fun, and I'll be dyeing those soon. All of the July boxes are officially dyed and wound. They need to be labeled and packaged up. That will be happening this week and weekend, and those will be heading out the door. Main skeins have also been dyed. Those still need to be wound and labeled, but we're getting close. We're getting really close. I'm hoping that they will go out in the next week, and they should be to everyone with enough time to start opening them on July 1st. If you miss out on those boxes and you're feeling lots of FOMO, should I show that? We're gonna do a spoiler. Okay. If you missed out, the main skein is still available, and you can get that just as the yarn, or you can get that as like a single day box that has the yarn along with the goodies that will be involved. And I'm gonna do a little bit of spoiling here, show you the yarn and tell you and show you the goodies. So if you don't want to see any of that, go ahead and skip ahead to whatever time stamp I put here. But if you want to see it, stick around. Okay, I'm really excited about this. First, I'm going to start by reminding you of what last year when we did the Moana 1 countdown, the original Moana countdown, the main skein looked like. I only have it available right now. Can you hear those birds? I only have it available on fiber. This is American Rambouillet top, and it is in the shop as ready to ship, but this is what it looks like. It is beautiful. It is so pretty. It has all these teals and blues with these green and pink speckles, and it's gorgeous. Then this year, I'm not going to tell you the name because it's so good. You could find it in the shop as the Moana Year 2 single skein, so you don't need to know the name yet, but can we talk about it? It's gorgeous. I said they would coordinate, and I think I have done a pretty good job. I think this would be a beautiful like fade, or they're not super contrasting, so I don't know if I would use them for color work, but like striping or fading. This has teals and mauves and these the palest peachy pinks and a little bit of purple. This beautiful sort of lilac-y, periwinkle-ish. Oh, and it's so good. I'm obsessed with it so much. So that is what the skein looks like. And then as far as goodies, excuse me, as far as goodies, we have charms from my sister who has a polymer clay shop. She was making earrings on Etsy for a while. She has since stopped, but I have twisted her arm into making us some polymer clay charms, stitch markers, and it's so good. If you have seen the second movie, you will definitely recognize this. Okay, I think my allergies are really getting to me, but you will definitely recognize this. This is the necklace, the charm on the necklace that Moana's sister gives to her, and it has a secondary these animals are making so much noise. It has a secondary jump ring with a pearl on it, and it's so cute and perfect. Yeah, I love this so much. I told her to make extras because I thought that some people would see this and be like, I need to get it. I need to get the day box. So we have some. We don't have that many. So if you're like, I need one of those, make sure to grab them because we have about 10 or 11 extras. Maybe 15. Max 15. So if you want one, make sure to grab one. And We still have, I think that's all for Moana. I'm going to say that's all for Moana. I'm going to put all this away. Hopefully you're back now, if you skipped ahead. And the only other things that are going on in the shop right now, we have our October Beetlejuice inspired countdown, which is super fun and exciting. Y'all seem excited about that, so that's always fun. And we officially have our December countdowns in the shop. This is our 5th year of doing a Schitt's Creek inspired countdown. This one is inspired by season 5 of Schitt's Creek. And I cannot believe we are getting to the end of this series. It makes me so sad. But this is like my favorite time of year because I start from the beginning, I rewatch all of it, and then while I watch the season that I'm on, I get to do my homework with picking out colors and moments that I want to use to inspire the colorways in this December countdown. There will be a 15-day option or a 30-day option that is either fingering weight yarn, DK weight yarn, or mixed fiber. And then also a single day option that you could get with or without goodies. And I hope you're as excited for these as I am. The only other thing that I will say as far as what's in the shop is that in the next week or so, you will see me starting to reveal some colorways for a new collection that I'm super, super excited about. I have teased it. I have talked about it here and there. I have dropped some hints, but I will let you all know for the first time that this colorway collection is going to be inspired by my trip to Italy last summer. I'm really excited. I'm loving every single colorway so much. I was having a really hard time narrowing down my inspiration. I think I made a mistake because I said, you know what? I'm going to dye all 10, I think it was 10 of the colorways. And if there are 1 or 2 or 3 that I don't love, I'll cut them. And so far, I love all of them. So we'll see. We'll see what the plan is there, but they're all really, really good. And I cannot wait to show them all to you, maybe even next week here on YouTube. But that is all that I have to talk about as far as what's in the shop. My allergies are definitely getting me. Opening windows was probably a silly idea. So let's just chat for a second about life. As far as life, I'm actually not going to talk too much about it today because there is a lot going on that we don't have answers to and things that are happening. So I will just say we ended up canceling our movie last week because we ended up going to watch the Knicks game. So we watched the Knicks on Tuesday and they won. And it was crazy. And then their game on Tuesday they lost. Nope. Tuesday they won. They were away. Then Thursday they won. They were home. My sister and dad were there. Apparently it was crazy. Then Saturday they played and they lost. So that was a bummer. That was not super fun. But we missed our movies now that the playoffs are over for me because I don't care too much about the finals. I don't care about the teams that are playing. Like, I'm not a basketball fan. I'm a Knicks fan, you know? So now this frees up so much more time for us to watch movies and watch other things and get back to our shows, which I am looking forward to. So I'm excited about that. I am still reading the same things. I'm watching a bunch of TV here and there. Some crappy shows on Netflix. I think I watched Cheat. I'm not sure if I talked about that last time. Cheat, which was quite similar to, it was like the British equivalent to Temptation Island. And then I am now watching Sneaky Links. And I started watching Big Mouth because the final season came out. So watching lots of stuff here and there when I can. I am dyeing lots of yarn, which means lots of time out in the studio where I usually have something on in the background. So that's been pretty cool. As far as other life stuff, what's going on, basically, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but our little puppy Rocco, if anybody has watched Vlogmas or any of my vlogs or videos, I'm sure you've seen Rocco is going through some health issues. He's had heart disease for quite a while and is now in heart failure. But he also pinched a nerve in his back, and so his leg stopped working for a little bit. And we were worried it was related to his heart. We've taken him to hospitals on the end, and they are unrelated issues that just happen to be happening at the same time and making each other worse, which is not ideal. But we have a plan of action. We have some treatment. We're, doing everything that we can to keep him comfortable and get him better. The hard part is he doesn't seem to be in pain. Like if his nerve isn't acting up, he's happy and excited and sweet. And so, anybody who's had a sick dog before knows this is just a hard part of that. And all of us, most of us, me, my mom and sister, have never had dogs before. So this is also a new journey that we're going through and all sort of trying to chip in and figure this out. So fingers crossed for Rocco. Hopefully, again, if we could get his nerve pain under control, he should be good to go to have a happy, comfortable months ahead. And yeah, we can just give him the best life that he deserves. But that is all that I have to talk about as far as life and what's going on. I have certainly been turning to my making for comfort in the past several days, and I hope that you all are doing the same if you need it. Hopefully, you're just getting the normal joy and pleasure from your knitting and, getting that comfort if you need it. Until next week, take care of each other, and we'll chat then. Bye.